Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Football Friday edition of the JP Peterson Show. I got you can't see my logo there because of the microphone. There it is, the Bulls logo right there. Bulls, yes. We got a homecoming game Saturday. The 19th ranked South Florida Bulls, I might add, Timmy. Top 25 program right here in the state of Florida, right here in Tampa.
It's the only one.
That? Ain't got nothing in Tallahassee, nothing in Gainesville. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. And Rob Higgins, the CEO of said Bulls, will be joining us at 11:15 to talk about his incredible football team, his great football coach. And then Scott Carter's going to join us at 10:30 to talk about their not-so-great football team at the University of Florida and their not-so-great coach that, according to about 75 different places, Napier is coaching his last game at the University of Florida. Dead man walking. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, everybody knows you're fired and you're going to go out and coach another game.
But does everyone know that?
I think. I mean, like, message board, Twitter City. Oh, yeah. Like the worst kept secret in the SEC. Worse than Paul Feinbaum's an idiot.
We've known that for a long time. By the way, we do have Paul Feinbaum audio today. It might be some of the stupidest Paul Feinbaum audio I've ever had the pleasure of listening to.
He's getting dumber as he gets older.
You know what I think he is? I'll tell you what it is right now. I will tell you exactly what Paul Feinbaum is doing right now.
Positioning himself for the Alabama Senate seat?
Well, he's doing a horrible job of that, if that's what he's trying to do. But I think he realizes he is becoming irrelevant, and I think he's trying to pull a Skip Bayless. I think he's trying to turn into the shock jock on TV.
Really?
That is the only logical explanation for some of the takes that he has had recently. They're the worst I've ever heard in my life next to Skip Bayless.
I mean, worse than the usual Alabama sycophant stuff? Alabama SEC sycophant?
Yeah, because I understand some of that. Like, I get it. Dude, you're an SEC guy. You're going to plug the SEC, and you're going to be a homer for your team, Alabama. But this Kurt Cignetti take might be the absolute dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. And that's saying something because I've said some pretty dumb things.
Yeah, absolutely. The stuff that's come out of my mouth would qualify. But, yeah.
Y'all stay tuned for
All right.
that.
Well, we'll hear that a little bit later on. So we got lots of college football to get to today. Big weekend. Big games. It's really settling in now, college football. These are weekly clashes now. We're thick into the conference schedule. So, yeah, and you know what I'm talking about. Florida State at Stanford, 10:30 on your local Channel 66 cable affiliate. That's how far we've fallen. Nobody cares about that game. I think I saw that Stanford's ranked 130th in both offense and defense. Is that even possible?
Bad. They're so
Is that even possible? And now Florida State's going to go out there and lose to that team. Is that even possible?
How bad would that be, man?
You would literally have to fire Norvell like on the sideline.
Dude, don't even get on the plane.
Yeah. You're walking back to Tally. Yeah, that would be bad. Well, I mean, what's going on in Gainesville, that's kind of weird. I mean, we'll find out. But that's the chatter everywhere. And I even texted some of my Gator Bull Gator fans, the big ones, and they're like, yeah, well, that's kind of the word, yeah. So but his buyout's only $20 million, as opposed to Mike Norvell's 63. So,
good Lord,
good freaking Lord, yeah. All right, but we want to talk lots of Bucs here. Bucs and Lions went over to one Buccaneer place yesterday. Chatted with the boys, head coach Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield. It's podium stuff, so you don't get to learn a whole lot. But our guys are better than most, at least as far as giving us a little bit of meat. Mike Evans is back at practice. We told you that yesterday. That was phenomenal to see him out there running free, unencumbered. and just reminding myself of how good he was earlier in the season. You know, I went back to look at the first 3 games that he played before he got hurt. He was averaging 9 targets a game, 9 total targets a game at 14 catches, 140 yards, 1 tutty. I don't even think that begins to touch the impact of what Mike Evans is doing. You know, you remember that Abuka game-winning touchdown? That was a result of Mike, you know, pulling up the safety. He just does so much, and he really, as Bowles explained yesterday, it really helps the run game out, because when Mike's on the field, they have to keep one safety over the top on that side, and it keeps the safety from coming down into the box. And usually those are the unblocked guys that even if you block it up perfectly, you can't really account for the safeties coming up. They're not supposed to come up that fast. That's what play action is all about. So, you know, that's going to help the running game as well. And the Bucs, you know, we've said this all along, even at 5-1, the Bucs offense is probably not, with the exception of maybe Seattle, and they're producing, but it's not the best version of this offense that you're going to see. Obviously, with all the injuries to the receivers, this could get so much better. But it just doesn't mean, the passing game gets better. It means the run game gets better. Now, last year, the Bucs were 4th in the league, and they were averaging, I think, 150, 60 yards. And obviously, Bucky Irving was a huge part of that. We haven't seen Bucky. He's not going to play this week either. His injury is a bit of a mystery now. It's a foot and a shoulder. We don't know how long it's going to be. Talk a little bit more about that in a second. But to the bigger point, this offense has just scratched the surface of what it can be. So as Mike Evans comes back, and that's a big piece, and that's going to affect the way the Lions play. Now, the Lions also are out 4 defensive backs this week. So they've got to, I would think, try to go more vanilla zone coverage. And it's going to be up to Baker and the boys to find the right seams in that zone. And that's something Baker's really, really good at. He's really good at attack. He's good at just about everything right now. But he's really good at attacking zones. And the key here is, though, when you have chemistry with those receivers, you got to know where they're going to be. And I thought, I went back and looked at the Bucs games against the 49ers. Cam Johnson was running zone beaters. And those are the ones where you have to have great chemistry with your quarterback. So you see the same things. And, instead of running across the field as you would at a man beater, just beating the trail corner, you've got to find holes in the seam. So you got to kind of know where to settle, how to settle, when to settle, at what speed do you settle. These are things that just come with chemistry and reps. And Baker and Cam Johnson haven't had a whole lot of reps together, if any. Yet they were still able to pull off some of those shots in the game last week. That's incredible, really, when you think about it. So another week of practice of knowing these guys and how they're going to react and how they react at the top of their breaks. That's kind of the key when you talk about chemistry. Every receiver kind of comes out of their breaks differently at a different speed. And you got to kind of read their body language and where they're going to break. And that's when you deliver the football. And hopefully with the anticipation before they break, obviously, but you got to know exactly where they're going to be. And that just comes with reps as well. So, it's still not what it can be, but it's getting better every time. And with Mike coming back, this could really open up the run game as well. So this is exactly what the Bucs needed. If they just had one more receiver this week, I'd be really, really confident. Not that Tez and Cam and Sterling Shepard and Ryan Miller aren't good players. They're just not to the level of Abuka and J-Mac and Chris Godwin. So those, especially when you're talking about chemistry in games like this, high-level games. But Detroit has played well despite their injuries. Their offense is really, really good. Kansas City got them last week, held them to 17 points. But Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the toughest guys to tackle in open space. I talked to Zion about that yesterday, and he said, the big thing there is to get numbers to the ball. We've got to get numbers to the ball. We know where they're going. Goff is really good at executing the play action, the backside fakes, just to get these guys out in open space, and then you got to come up and tackle. The Bucs did a tremendous job of that last year. Tremendous job of that. Servassier Dennis, Christian Izzian, kind of unsung heroes in that game. Obviously, Levante, Zion, those guys were coming up and tackling, just did not allow a whole lot of yards after the catch. And that's the key to stopping Detroit. So get to the ball, tackle well. Servassier played his best game last week, so that portends well. And I think you'll probably see the Bucs play a little bit more zone. So they'll have to get their zone pressures going to get Goff off his spot. It's not easy. I'm kind of expecting a higher scoring, more of a shootout game. The Bucs defense has been inconsistent, I think, is a way to put that. When they're getting turnovers like they did last week, that was fantastic. But they haven't done that a lot this year. Last week, I thought was one of their better defensive efforts. They've had, the second half against the Eagles was a total shutout football. First half, not so much. First half against Seattle, really, really good. Second half, not so much. So in-game adjustments, what are the Lions going to do? They have new coordinator, John Morton. He's done a really good job. Goff is the highest-rated passer in the game at 120.6. It's a really, really good team, and it's got great weapons. So this is what you want. And, Zion said something yesterday I thought that was really, really cool. He said, this game has kind of turned into a divisional game. This is the fourth time they'll play in 3 years. So there are no secrets with these teams. They know exactly what their schemes are. They know what they like to run. So now it just kind of becomes a chess match on what plays are called, and do you recognize what they're doing and match up well in that particular moment? Does Baker get to the right play at the line of scrimmage? So that's what you love. It's a kind of an evenly matched game. So now let's go see who plays the best, who executes the best, who forces turnovers, who doesn't force turnovers. And it'll be a high-level football game. I think there'll be a lot of points, and it's going to be fun. On Monday night, we'll obviously be able to talk more about this on Monday morning, but I just wanted to set it up for the weekend, and especially after talking to the guys yesterday. This is, you're at 5-1. You can get to 6-1 and have another huge tiebreaker over an NFC foe who you might need that tiebreaker over when it comes to home field advantage. So it becomes a huge game and a tough atmosphere, and it's what you love, baby. Primetime football, Timmy. Let's go.
Yeah, what is up with – it's another week of – is this going on all year where we've got 2 Monday night games? Are they just doing that all season? Because if they are, I missed this memo.
It's definitely been more prevalent.
Absolutely. I know they in years past they've done like the first week or the first 2 weeks where they've done an early and late game, but I think they've done it every week this year, and it's again this season because the Bucs are the early game at 7:00 Eastern, and there's a late game. I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest with you. I like my Mondays and my Thursdays to focus on one game and not have to worry about it all. But as far as and I'm just whining a little bit, but as far as the Bucs go, as far as the Bucs and Lions, man, you said it, evenly matched. I think these two teams, of all the contests we're going to be able to watch this week, maybe the most evenly matched game. Both quarterbacks are playing at a high level. I would really like to see Bucky in this game, because then you've got your, most of your offensive firepower. And then Ibuka as well. The Bucs are the ones dealing with the most injury situation right now, and I think that is definitely steering the odds a little bit, the odds makers. But defensively, I give an edge to the Bucs. I don't think Hutchinson's. I know he's got 6 sacks, but I don't. Those came in bunches. I don't know that he's having the season that we thought he would, but. Man, just if all things being equal, and even accounting for the injuries that the Bucs are dealing with, I still like the Bucs roster right now better. And I know that the Lions are known for their 1-2 punch at running back with Montgomery and Gibbs. But dude, give me, and I know he's not playing again, but man, give me Bucky and Rashad over them any day.
Yeah,
definitely give me the receivers. Over now, Amon-Ra St. Brown's good, but I think they fall off a lot sooner than the Bucs do on the depth chart. But this one's coming down to the home field advantage for the Lions. How loud is it going to be? And I will tell you, and you know this from watching Lions games, if the Lions get down early, that crowd just disappears, and there is no home field advantage at Ford Field.
Good.
And that's what you've got to do for the Lions here for the Bucs. If you're the Bucs, you got to get ahead. Get an early lead, and, man, that crowd just disappears, and it will no longer be a factor. And you lost an opportunity against the Eagles to have the head-to-head for the playoffs. don't make that same mistake with the line. Now, it may not matter because the Eagles are going to suck the rest of the year anyway, but don't make that same mistake with the Lions. If you've got a chance late, you have to be able to put this game away. This means more than just this game this week. This is a statement for the rest of the playoffs coming up. And like you said, they're very familiar with each other. They played each other very frequently. It is kind of like a division game, and it used to be a division game. You know,
yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of you young folk out there don't remember the old AFC Norris division or NFC Norris division when the Bucs were up there with the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings, which was always weird geographically, but that was like that was my second favorite division after the Cowboys and the NFC East was watching those games, man.
Yeah, we were totally out of place there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got our ass kicked, but not by the Lions mostly. But,
what was that, 2002, I think, when they realigned everything, right? It was 2002.
Was it? Yeah.
Before that, dude, the Bucs were playing up there in the north every road game.
NFC Norris. Yes, the Norris division, black and blue.
And I still consider Bucs Packers, Bucs Vikings, Bucs Bears, Bucs Lions almost division games to me in my little kid head.
Yeah, back in the old. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was in 97 when we were still in the same division, and we went up to Green Bay for the was divisional round. I think it's divisional round. Favre versus Sapp. What a game that was, man. What a game that was. What an atmosphere that was. It's my first. I think it was my first time to Lambeau Field, and it was 2 degrees. I think it was 2 degrees at kickoff. It's freezing. The Bucs at that time had never won below 40 degrees, and they gave them a game. They gave them a hell of a game, and it was kind of a Favre v. Sapp. I remember doing a package on that after the game, and it was just so good. It was, and I've never seen a defensive tackle dominate a game like that. You know, it's very hard for a defensive tackle to dominate a game. The defensive end, a little bit easier, linebackers, but tackles, you typically, if they're wrecking the game, you double team them and you can kind of take them out of the game. You couldn't block him that day. He was absolutely unblockable.
Chris Jones is probably the guy that comes to mind right now is one of the guys that can do that in the
when he wants to play. When he wants to play. When he's not sitting around watching.
I don't know if you guys, if we've talked enough, or if we've even talked about it, that the Brian Branch suspension was upheld, so he will not be available. Kirby Joseph is questionable. He's hurt. Yeah. So the secondary,
it's decimated.
Is a little fluttered for the Lions, and you got to take advantage of that if you're Baker and these receivers.
Yeah, and so you got to feel like they're not going to be running man. They're just going to be probably sitting back in the soft zone. Just hope keep it in front. Don't give away any big ones, and you got to be patient. And don't commit penalties. Be patient. Take what they give you. Work it down the field, and just don't make any big mistakes early on. And I think I really like the Bucs in this game because of that matchup. Baker's red hot. Mike Evans coming back. The other receivers are good enough. And that's a really, really depleted secondary. I don't know what I guess maybe you can try to play man and just keep sending blitzes. I mean, that's one way to go at it. I don't know if that's how they're going to play it, but we'll see. And this is the big part of the chess match. And this is why this is a week-to-week league in the NFL, because injuries really, really matter and they affect the matchups. So I'll be interested to see how the Lions handle it, how they decide to try and cover. It'll be very interesting. All right. Want to get to some other things. USF tomorrow night, and Rob Higgins will join us at 11:15, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. 19th ranked team in the nation going up against FAU. There's a little bit of friction here with the old coach there, Tom Herman. It's FAU, USF. Is it a rivalry? I don't know. Don't care. What's important here is college football playoff. The Bulls have a very, very good pathway, as we talked about with Joey Johnston, to the college football playoff. Now, listen, when you're a team like USF, you're an emerging power. This is a team that is much better defensively than they've ever been, but they're also a team under Alex Golish that has historically been inconsistent. And I think that's because of their lack of size on defense, typically in years past, and just not good defense. And obviously last year they lost their starting quarterback. So this is a completely different team. And that's why I feel that those inconsistency problems should not be a factor. But still, every week, it's hard to go out there and win every single week. So if they can do that, they're going to the college football playoff. They got to play at Memphis in a couple of weeks, but you gotta, be where your feet are, as Alex Golesh said the other day, all 10 toes right here, unless you're Deion Sanders. Yeah. Thank you. But it's good. You got to stay present and you got to stay in the moment. You got to every play, every team. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what USF has in front of them. And it's going to be a challenge for Alex Golesh these guys have never been in this position before. They're going to be favored in most every game except maybe Memphis. They're usually the hunted or the hunters, not the hunted. It's a different mindset. And you can't read your press clippings, and especially when you're new to winning. This is the hardest thing about when you're new money, old money knows how to keep that money. They know all the tricks of the trade. Old money knows. They new money, you get a little froggy. You say, "Oh man, I might double down on my crypto this week," and you start chasing it, and next thing you know, you're broke. That's what new money does. They don't know how to handle it. No. They go back to being no money. So you got to be, Alabama, Georgia. That's old money. They know how to. They know how to play. They especially under Saban. They know how to be the hunted and come out every day, and you're going to get the best shot from every single, and you know how to handle it. You let them. I used to love how when Florida State was dominant, long time ago. I used to love when the little upstarts would come in, right, and they'd make a couple plays, right, and they'd celebrate like they just won the national championship. They get a 3-and-out early on. They score a touchdown, and like in the first quarter, you can see them just draining all of their emotional energy because they're so hyped that they're doing well, and and it's just like the old guy just kind of sitting back and like, okay. Then run around, jump around, get all your energy out because the ass kicking's coming. About midway through the first quarter, you start shoving it down their throat, and about midway through the second quarter, all their emotional energy is gone. Now it's 21-7 or 28-7, and the route is on. But that's how, when you're used to being the hunted, you understand this, and you don't get caught up in the emotion early on. Okay, that's what old money does. That's what old winning does. New winning has to learn that. And it's like that. What does Saban call it? The rat poison. Don't look at your rankings. Don't listen to the press. Shut off the JP Peterson show. He's going to tell you how great you are. Well, this part you can listen to. Yeah. Don't take the cheese. You say stay scrappy, stay underdogs. You haven't won squat, and you haven't. You haven't won diddly. You haven't won the conference. You haven't won squat. So don't get caught up in all, the homecoming hype. That's for me and Rob and everybody else to do. Okay? And we need to fill that stadium this weekend. Fill the stadium, the lower bowl at least. I mean, I feel bad saying that, but all right, baby steps. Let's get the lower bowl chock full, make it loud, and let's go. At $20 tickets, $25 tickets for lower bowl to see USF on Saturday night, the 19th ranked team in the nation. They're going to put up tons of points. It's going to be exciting. They'll get turnovers. That's what they do. But for Golesh, I've seen this too many times covering teams. When you're emerging as a power and then you slip up. You slip up because you're doing during the week, you're not focusing. That's why you go look at that Golesh press conference. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's been there as an assistant coach, and you got to keep these guys focused. It's hard. It's really hard, but you got to just drill it into them. Stay focused. Don't think ahead. Don't read your press clippings. You're still nothing. You're nothing until you go out and win something. So let's see what they do this week. All right. Last night, did you watch the Old Geezer Bowl? between Flacco and
the Geritol Bowl or the Icy Hot Bowl. Just take your pick. Oh, dude, absolutely, I'll watch them. I'm a huge Joe Flacco fan. I think I don't know why. I wasn't a Ravens fan back in the day or anything, but I liked him with the Browns in 2023. I kind of dug that run that he made there. Went 5-1 late in the season, took him to an unlikely playoff berth before they got slobber knocked by the Texans in the wild card. But I'm kind of a Joe Flacco guy, and I hate Aaron Rodgers. So, dude, I was pulling for the Bengals 1,000%. And this was a great game.
I have Aaron Rodgers and Jamar Chase in my on my fantasy team, so we did really well last night. Jamar had 24 targets.
This was the
I don't
first
care
time.
who's throwing you the ball. 24 targets, you're going to do well.
This was the first time since 2020, I believe they said, that 2 starting quarterbacks in a game were over the age of 40.
Yeah.
And that was Brady Breeze.
Brady Breeze, yeah. Yeah, isn't it crazy how effective they are?
God,
I mean,
I never
old,
saw this from Rodgers this season. Rodgers is having a great year. I never saw that coming.
They're old men. But that's what this game is, man. Just you got to know where to throw the ball, how to throw the ball, read the coverages. And they're just so good at it. They're just so good at it. And it's so, you see some of these great athletes that are coming into the game and, the Anthony Richardsons of the world, they could throw it 80 freaking yards.
Golly, man.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to know how to play the game. Look at Brady. I mean, it's fun for me. It's fun to watch these guys just dissect these younger guys. What did Flacco throw for 345 last night?
Yeah.
Like he's been there for a minute and a half.
That was ridiculous.
And he's out there. I mean, it helps when you have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to throw to. Don't get me wrong. But still, you kind of saw that coming last night, though. I kind of saw that coming a little bit. Once I saw Flacco, I kind of had a nice rhythm to him, and I was like, okay, well, I'm a little worried about this Bengals defense, but they stepped up, got some turnovers. That interception by Turner was ridiculous.
Golly, that was amazing.
But great football game. Great football game to watch last night. My parlay came up just a little bit short. I needed Darnell Washington to make one more catch. The big fella that they've been going to, but he did not have a good game last night. I got my what I have, Jamar touchdown, Chase Brown over 45, to Chase over 75 yards receiving, and then I just needed that one more. But no. All right, so we'll take a break. When we come back on the other side, Scott Carter will join us, and we'll talk a little Gator football. What is the future of Billy Napier? Good game this week in the Swamp, by the way. Mississippi State is much improved. So we got a good matchup coming up, 4:15 in the Swamp. The Gator Report brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group is coming up next. JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local. They are trusted, and they get results. Scott Jeeves, big old Gator fan. That's why he loves the Gator Report. I'm sure he's watching as he's working. JeevesLawGroup.com is where you go. Local, trusted, and they get results. Get your free case evaluation at the JeevesLawGroup.com. Not attorney spokesman offices, Tampa and St. Pete. And Genesis of Tampa. Hey, look at my man Mike Murphy, new investor in the Rays, by the way. Giving away no payments for new vehicles at the Genesis of Tampa for the rest of the year. So if you buy right now, you have no payments till 2026 at Genesis of Tampa. You can use that money for your Christmas shopping. He's like Santa Claus, Mike is. It's like Santa Claus. Genesis
we are really
of Tampa,
talking about Christmas.
Yes, we are.
We're really talking about Christmas. Come on.
We were actually talking about Christmas. Yeah, it's Christmas money. GenesisofTampa.com. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Brought to you by the great folks at the Italiano Insurance. 813-877. I forgot their number. I've said that number for about 50 years. And I totally just brain farted and forgot. 877-7799. Totally brain farted. Good God.
Alzheimer's is a bitch.
It is, man. It is no joke. It is no joke. 813-877-7799. They will do your homeowner's insurance, maybe find you another company that will help you save money. They will do your auto insurance like they did for me, help me save $1,000 in 6 months. They do it all the time. Italiano Insurance, they do all the work. You save all the money. 813-877-7799. Woo!
Wow.
And I'm not even drinking anymore. I think that's the problem. My brain's like, what? This doesn't work. My chemistry is
your body's not functioning properly, JP.
Yeah, clearly. All right, let's bring in our good friend Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com as the Gators get set to take on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, man. You don't get to go to Stark Vegas this week. They got to come to you. What a disappointment, huh?
Yeah, any trip to Stark Vegas is it's memorable for not the right reasons, So I'm all glad to see the Bulldogs coming here. First time in 15 years, so it's been a while.
Really?
Yeah, we've been to Starkville a couple of times since then. Last time they were here, guys, the coaching matchup was Dan Mullen against Urban Meyer.
Oh my gosh.
That tells you how long it's been.
Little different. Yeah.
It's a little different, yeah.
Wow. Golly, I think it's some of the I tell you what, though, the Florida Gators, they sure like to have themselves a championship coach right now. We have to be very delicate in talking about this because, it is what it is. But what's the situation? What are you hearing? There have been reports out there all over the place that this will probably be his last game. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of along the reports. I mean, obviously, with my role, I don't necessarily report on this for the website, but I certainly talk to a lot of people. I've talked to different people inside, outside, and it just seems like that's where it is. So obviously Mississippi State comes in. They've lost 14 games in a row in the SEC. I think if they somehow pull the win, it happens. If they win, there's some talk maybe his tenure lasts a few more weeks. It's hard to say. I think only Scott Strickland really knows that answer at this point. But I does feel I've been around. I was thinking the other day, guys, this is my fifth coach who it looks like he's about done with the Gators.
Really?
They all feel the same at the end. Urban was a surprise because I just got here, and I don't think anybody expected him just to step down as quickly as he did.
That was more on his end. Yeah. But Muschamp, McElwain, Mullen, and now Napier, they all feel the same. And I always look at body language. And for the first time at Texas A&M last week, when Billy comes into the media room after the game, it was the first time that just I sensed that his body language was defeated. And, that's the telltale sign for me when the coach kind of starts giving off those vibes. And it really hasn't changed this week. And that's just where it is. It's unfortunate. You always hate to see it, especially a season that started with such hope, guys, for the Gators. Yeah. It's just going off the rails, man. Yeah, and he's done some good things. Recruiting has been good. They've got real talent there. You have the advantage of perspective of the guys that you just talked about, and those guys had way better records than Billy Napier.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is, and they still got fired. My question to you is, and it's not specific to Florida because it's the same thing at FSU and I think some other traditionally really good programs, that the new reality in college football is that if there's way more parity. And I think teams are and fan bases are going to have to realize that, your expectations of a 10-win season every year are, especially in the SEC, ridiculous.
Yeah,
they are. And if you're waiting for a coach to win 10 games every single year, and that's not good enough because McElwain averaged, I think, 9? I think
right there. Yeah, he won a couple of times.
Yeah. So it's like, is it expectations are wrong? Obviously, what Billy's done is not good enough. We're not going to argue about that. What Mike Norvell has done is not good enough. So these are maybe not specific questions, but I just think moving forward, where do you go? Buyouts are huge. Who are you going to go get? Are you going to, spend $25 million a year to go get Lane Kiffin or whatever the hell the going rate's going to be, for these bidding wars? What does the future look like?
I've wondered about that a lot, JP, just, as I look at where the economics of the sport is, the parity. And I think it's always been kind of like a fantasy world in college football. As long as you have these uber fan boosters who are willing to give your programs millions of dollars, either to fire coaches or to hire coaches, the system's not going to change, at least at the top
Great
level.
Point.
And that may just be it continues that way. But I think for schools who are really in that middle ground, it's going to be harder and harder to ever lift yourself up to maybe one of those magical seasons. Like even Indiana, what they're doing right now, you saw yesterday they extended Cignetti, and I think it was a huge raise and a huge $93 million investment. But if this is just a flash in the pan and it doesn't work out, what does that do to their long-term outlook?
Screwed.
So it's just you see it over and over. A school like Florida obviously has those resources. I think this comes down to one thing: 21-23 after 3.5 years. Exactly. That's not good enough. And, the Gators have invested more in Napier's program than any other coach in school history. And unfortunately, the payoff hasn't been what they expected. And of course, as an AD, if I'm in Scott Strickland's chair, it's almost like you're constantly having to really educate your fan base on what is happening and what is realistic and what's not. I think your point is, you're not going to win 10 games every season in the SEC, whether you're at Alabama, Florida,
exactly.
wherever. But you've got to be able to, if you hire the right guy and he has a couple of years, you got to be able to at least get one of those years every couple of years. And I think that's what's just kind of plagued the Gators really since Mullen's first 2 years. It's just they haven't been able to get back to that level to where they're even in the conversation. And I really thought, I kind of bought in this year, guys. I thought this roster was good enough to accomplish that. And obviously the injury to DJ Lagway was kind of underplayed, I think, at the start of the season. And I think it's really cost Florida. It's really cost Billy Napier. And of course, they just haven't played well. You don't need – all you got to do is look at the facts. They're tied for last in the SEC with South Carolina in scoring offense. They're 99th nationally in total offense. They're just near the bottom of all the league rankings, and they're just not getting it done.
Yeah, and it gets that backdrop.
Offense is just too good to be there.
Go ahead, Tim. No, I was going to say it seems like a part of the demise of the Gators this year has been their failed third down conversions. That can bite any team, especially when you're playing against better teams. I think they're 129th or 130th nationally. And the Bulldogs are pretty good at holding opponents on third down. Is there anything that the Gators can do to maybe fight that trend against Mississippi State?
It's just simple in my view. They've got to execute better. They've got to Billy Napier's been under scrutiny for his play calling this season, probably more so than any other point in his tenure. I think you saw some of that rear its head out at Texas A&M. The one that everybody has really picked on is that third down play before the fourth down play in the fourth quarter where they turned the ball over on downs, and then Texas A&M rolled down the field to ice the game, basically. In that situation, if you kind of know you're going for it on fourth, at least give yourself two shots instead of just one. And on that third down play, it was almost like a gimme for Mississippi State, a little handoff there and on the edge, and they stopped it, and then you're facing 4th and 6, so you got to pass probably, and the pass got knocked down. The offensive line also was not very good out there, so that didn't help anything. It's really a multitude of factors, guys. I think when the offense is where it is in the national rankings and the SEC, it's just a unit that is not performing at a high level consistently, and you're going to lose games that way.
Scott Carter joining us here, FloridaGators.com. Let's break down this game a little bit. You mentioned Florida's offense is struggling. Mississippi State's defense, not terrible. They're actually tied with Florida for 38th in the country in total points given up, 19.8, exactly the same. So the one thing about Mississippi State, you look at their numbers, they're 130th in college football in penalties, 77 yards a game, and that'll kill you on the road. You cannot do that. They took Tennessee to overtime. Tennessee had to score late to force it overtime and then won in overtime. And they beat Arizona State earlier this year, 12th ranked Arizona State. So Jeff Lebby in his second year has not won an SEC game yet. He's getting closer and getting closer. So this is not the Mississippi State of last year. This is a much better team, right?
Yeah, I think Lebby has the program on the upswing. You're seeing Blake Shapen play pretty well at quarterback. I think he's thrown a touchdown pass in 21 consecutive games. You're right. They're undisciplined in a lot of ways, and that's cost them. I'm sure the Gators hope to be able to take advantage of that on Saturday. But this is it's a game when you're where Florida is. There's no gimmies. I think the win over Texas stands as a highlight of the season right now. But they did some things in that game where they took control early, and it helped them. I think they need to do that against Mississippi State too, to get the crowd into the game. And it's homecoming up here, so it's a sold-out game. I don't know what the crowd's going to look like. It's been pretty negative around the social media world this week, clearly. But Gator fans have consistently shown they take Saturdays at the Swamp as an important event. They love to come out and, whether or not it's just to root for the team or have a good party in the parking lot, whatever it is, they show up. So I do expect a pretty good crowd. But, yeah, the Gators, they can't show up and sleepwalk against Mississippi State or anybody else. But I agree with your point. The Bulldogs are showing signs of improvement. So
when and the word is out there that your coach is getting fired, and how do you react as a player? And Billy's been able to rally the troops. I think they play for him. I don't think he's lost the team. You're closer than me. I'm just seeing what I see on TV. I think they might come out and play one of their better football games. I don't know. What's the sense you get?
Yeah, I mean, they've said all the right things this week, and they've shown it on the field. I think this week it reached a different level in the uncertainty of the future. I think there's some more clarity there, it appears. So it always is interesting when that line is crossed. How does that change the attitude of the players? I mean, it's only mid-season. They have a lot of season left. And I think in this age, I mean, if you're a college football player and you want to play in the NFL, you've got to go out there and put good performance on tape every week. So I think they'll still be motivated. That's one of Napier's strengths. I really think he's done an excellent job in so much of the culture that you talk about in college football, the locker room, identity, getting good kids in the program. There's so much that he's done right. It's just that on Saturdays, the results haven't been there. And that's going to cost any coach's job, no matter what he's doing right otherwise. And I think that's where the program is. But it's going to be interesting. That's one of the things I'll be watching closely. Do you see a different level of energy out there? Has it dropped, or do they continue to play hard? And that could be a huge telltale in the outcome.
Yeah, if it were on the road, I would say that's maybe a thing. But, man, when you're in that swamp, dude, if those fans –
you only get so many chances, man.
I know, exactly. I think of as a player, you just want to go out there and play with your hair on fire. Speaking of the swamp, some renderings were leaked out, I guess, of a new $400 million upgrade to the stadium. Of course, they have to spend more than FSU did on theirs because that's the way the big brother always has to do it, right? So what do we know? How long is it going to take? What is it going to be similar to what FSU did, where they ripped out the middle of their alumni side and put in a big old club for all the big boosters, which actually is really nice. I was there a couple weeks ago. It was sweet. I think they did a great job. It's a big revenue generator. What do you expect?
Yeah, I haven't seen FSU's yet as in person, but we were over there last year, and it looked like it was going to be nice. Just from the rendering that I think was out there on social media yesterday, the thing that caught my eye was kind of the boxes above the visiting sideline, over there where the stands go way up. And now there's boxes up there that closes in the noise a little bit more. I think it's still all preliminary. I don't know how realistic what we saw is going to be. I do know just from what's out there reporting wise that they do have some kind of like a meeting to discuss some of the basics. But this thing, it's in the next 3 to 4 years, the swamp is going to have a lot of construction around it, kind of like what they saw in Tallahassee and a lot of other places. And, it's time. I mean, I just hope, and I know that the powers that be at the UAA have studied Lambeau Field, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, some of these iconic historic venues that, while they've been modernized, they still have some of that old charm. Yeah. And I think that's what they're trying to do with the swamp. And I hope that's what it ends up being, because I do think it's one of the most unique places in all of sports. I tell people this all the time, because I've covered a lot of sports, pro, college. And when people ask me which the loudest venue I've ever been, it's always the swamp or LSU and then old Yankee Stadium would just roar in the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, it would just go crazy. And those are the ones that always have stuck out to me. So I hope they keep that a unique factor,
I've always said the loudest stadium I've ever been in was FSU, Florida, 1993.
Wow.
Third down,
Ever.
Florida's making the comeback. It went from the loudest to the not so loud. In about 70 yards of work done later, it was you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah. That was a classic game. Oh man!
Oh yeah, it was one of my.
That's the Florida State Florida matchups that I keep poking.
Oh my god, I get chills. Again, man. I get chills thinking about it. Yeah. Good times. Well, I think about this time next week we may both have new coaches, so we'll see what happens as it goes on. You can read all Scott's work at FloridaGators.com and on Twitter at GatorScott. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
See ya.
Go Gators. Brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. I think Scott might be he's definitely been on the Fire Napier train for quite some time.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Norvell situation is, we've talked a lot about it this week, and I talked to somebody else last night, one of the big money guys, and he's still hanging on. I don't think it's imminent in any way. Not now, if he loses to Stanford, it's done. It's over on the spot. But that I can't see that happening. They're so bad, but you never know. It's a lot of things I've said about FSU football, but the bottom line is, where do you go from here? Like, where do you go? 58 million, 63 million, whatever it is, it's a lot of money moving forward. And, is there a school of thought that you don't go after a big fish, you go after a smaller fish and take that money that you would, take that, that you pay 3 million instead of 15 and take that 12 million because you're also going to be paying 10 million, $9 million a year to Norvell. And I don't know how that gets offset if he takes another job. There's certain formulas, but I'm not sure how it works.
Right. Like we talked about the James Franklin thing at Penn State.
Right.
Number one, he has to find another job, whether it's broadcasting or coaching. And then Penn State only has to pay the difference of the rest of his $8 million salary through 2031. So I don't know if most programs have that clause in their coach's contract.
I need to find out about that because Norvell's too young to stop coaching.
Right.
The question is who's going to hire him, and whoever hires him, what are they going to pay him? Certainly not in the, $12 million range. Whereas Franklin, I think, is going to get paid. I think Franklin's going to get paid. So that buyout's going to be probably negligible in the end. Right. But I don't know about Norvell's. Norvell's kind of strikes me as, he's not going to be a hot commodity. He may go get another Memphis type job for 3-4 million, but not much. But any offset's good. But then take that 12 million and put it into buying more players. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I usually have a pretty good grip on things, but these college football days are just weird. They're just weird.
I know we talk about the money a lot and we talk about these buyouts a lot, and they are staggering numbers in our brains. I don't think these big-time programs, and make no mistake, Florida's a big-time program. Florida State's a big-time program. Obviously, Penn State's a big-time program. The Aggies are a big-time program. They didn't care about Jimbo Fisher. I don't think it matters to these programs. I don't think they think twice about what the buyout is anymore. And that's the only reason they agree to them, because I don't think they really care what the buyouts are. Now, is it better if they're cheaper? Well, clearly. But these programs have enough money behind them and coming in from different places. I honestly think they don't care what the buyout is. If they're done with a guy, they're done with a guy, and they will find the money and they will make it happen. I don't know if it even, like you just talked about, I don't even know if that influences their next hire, because you're firing a guy because you suck, because you think you can do better. You don't want to go out now and get a young guy that you don't think can lead the program and just pay him $3 million a year and then go through the next 3 or 4 years still sucking. I think you still want to go out and hire the best possible coach that you can find that you believe in. And if he's a $10 to $12 million coach, then so be it. They'll find the money. I just don't think that programs care about the money as much as we maybe think they do.
I don't know about that. At some point, it becomes an issue.
I agree. At some point.
I mean, if you're paying, we paid Willie Taggart, FSU, for instance, paid him $25 million in a buyout, which seemed ridiculous at the time and now seems almost low. I mean, Jimbo got what, $75 million 76 million. I mean, for one person.
I think the Aggies would think twice about that $76 million right now. They don't care.
I think Texas A&M is a little different.
Maybe
you got so much old money and big money, Texas oil money. FSU's not like that. I mean, we got some big hitters, absolutely, and I know most of them, and even they have limits. You know, it's like when you're stroking $10-20 million checks a year, and it's just, you know, it's part of your being. Like, it's who you are. I'm the big Florida State booster. This is what I do with my money, and you're losing at home to Pitt. It just, you know, to a freshman quarterback, at some point, you want to turn the spigot off. It's just like, I could do something better. Your wife's looking at you like, really? Are we doing this? And at some, you know, for some of these people, yeah, $10 million ain't a whole lot of money, which is just crazy to me. But I don't think it's endless. And I think definitely it has to be addressed legislatively, to be quite honest. Our bylaws in college football. We cannot continue to give one dude $76 million or $63 million for sucking at his job. You can't. It's immoral, and for all the other athletes that we're telling, no, sorry, we can't fund your sport. We can't fund this sport. We can't do this. You can't do that because one dude has taken $76 million away out of the program. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If we can limit the compensation to athletes, we can limit the compensation to coaches, and we could certainly limit these buyouts. There needs to be something in the bylaws where they do, because Jimmy Sexton, Billy's the old assistant coach, worked at FSU, but Jimmy Sexton just, you know, he's got a cartel that he is the agent to all these big players, and he works all the schools like, hey, if you don't give me this buyout, I'm just taking him over here, and that may not even be true. You want Mike Norvell? FSU's offering him this buyout. Alabama, you got to offer more. I mean, your hands are tied, and it's borderline extortion. You don't have to do it. I get it, but in this uber, competitive environment, you almost have to, and it's silly. It's absolutely silly. So something has to be done about that. All right, we got some interesting questions coming in here. We got to get to.
Hey, real quick, JP, before we head on to viewer comments. The FanStream Sports text line was alive and open last night during Bengals Steelers.
Wow, I did not know that.
I had, and again, guys, forgive me because your name doesn't show up on the text. It's just your phone number unless you tell me who you are. So always tell me who you are when you text the text line. From the 727, though, I got a recipe of chili where it says it includes beans like kidney or pinto, and I just replied, nope.
That was John Hill, clearly.
That probably was John Hill. And then Nathan Elliott is texting into the FanStream Sports text line today. By the way, 214-937-0569. We will get a local Tampa number for you guys coming up here one of these days. But Nathan Elliott just wanted to say hello to everybody, but he's utilizing the FanStream Sports text line. And I want to make sure everybody knows that that's open for everybody too. And usually you do that when we're off the air. If you want to talk to us
when you're on the air, hit the comment section.
Yeah, come into the comment section. Unless you're listening on the app or something and you don't have access, then you can text into the app. But if you're listening, after the show or whatever in the middle of the night, and you want to say something to us, just make sure you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what your point is, and I'll try to read them all on the air.
All right, John Hill said the TBT, Tampa Bay Times, is spinning the Hillsborough College site for the Rays' new ballpark as disruption to academic and economic activity. The flagship Dale Mabry campus. What the hell? They just can't stop with the bullshit. Wow. I just find this so. We got to get the Chris Rock Community College rant.
Oh my gosh!
You can find that on YouTube. And I don't want to disparage Hillsborough Community College, but by the way, the Tampa Bay Business Journal, not the Tampa Bay Times, the Tampa Bay Business Journal, much more reputable and fair-minded, especially when it comes to stadium sites, objective. They've already talked to Celestin, who is the HCC president over there, or the person in charge. I'm not exactly sure what his title is. And he said, yeah, we've talked to the new owners, and they have a great plan for redeveloping Hillsborough County Community College, and we love it. It's a win-win for us. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
a bunch of old buildings in the 60s we got to knock down. 75% of this parcel is parking lots and pickleball courts. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I got to go read it, but I'm sure I'm going to laugh my ass off. Yeah, we got a lot more to get to. Rob Higgins is going to join us at 11:15. So let's go ahead and hit a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll chat with Rob Higgins. We'll get to all your comments as well. And we'll get into this silliness that is the Rays staying in St. Pete. You people. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. 40% off mounting in October. 40% off the mounting of your engagement ring. That'll save you some cash. They've always got the best prices. They've always got the best selection. They're always the best people. They've got the best staff over there. They're not going to try to move you into something that's not in your budget. High pressure. They tell you what the diamond is as far as its cut and clarity. You know that's the truth and that's for real because they've been in business for over 40 years. You don't know that at other places. You certainly don't know it if you're going to buy a diamond online. What are you doing? And don't get a fake diamond. Don't do that with your relationship. That's a bad way to start. Goldanddiamond.com is the website. Gold and Diamond Source is the better place to go see the humans over there, the fabulous people. 3800 Ulmerton Road, always online at the goldanddiamondsource.com. Back in 3. The holidays are coming up, and the Gold and Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Gold and Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Gold and Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Gold and Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldanddiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Ulmerton Road, always online at goldanddiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, are you going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show? It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Café Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. American Standard Heating and Cooling, those units are the absolute standard. They are the best, the most robust, the most durable, the most efficient. Do not skimp on your unit, folks. You do not want to do that. Get the best, especially in this Florida heat. It will last you longer. And yes, don't skimp on your unit. It'll last you longer and save you money in the long run with this efficiency. American Standard Heating and Cooling and Third Generation Plumbing. The great folks that will work here locally and come install that for you. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com is the website. You can call them and contact them through there to give you a free 1-year maintenance agreement with the new unit. Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. All right, my friend. So we got a couple of comments here. K-pop lover says the Rays are staying in St. Pete. Based on what? JS says TBT just posted an article trashing the HCC site for the Rays Stadium. Yes, I just read that. Big H Mike H says, wow, Big O broke that news the other day on the Big O show. He did say that he had some sources that said that they were still looking in St. Pete. My sources are saying differently.
That's political. That's political.
It could be. It could very much be political. Rick says, JS, no surprise there. This is the beginning of the political game. Yep. You are 100% correct.
Look at that, Rick, with an intelligent comment. Holy crap.
No, wasn't even a joke.
Right.
You okay, Rick?
I don't know what to do. Do we need to send a wellness check?
I think we might. Send something snarky quick so we know you're okay. So, yeah, I just read the piece, and it's laughable, to be honest. Tugging at the heartstrings of those community college folks.
Lord. Yeah.
I don't want to diminish that, because I think community college is way better than actual college because it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. You don't have to mortgage your entire future. You get basically the same classes. It's a great way to go. 100%. I'm a big fan. But it's not like we're displacing a historical college here. Okay.
It's not Yale.
It's not Harvard Yard. But if you read this article, 2 girls huddled around one laptop and a collection of notes on dental hygiene. Behind them, do you have any sappy music for this? Behind them, a small group of students knocked a ping pong ball back and forth. What I was looking for, but appropriate. Across the table, while others played a heated game of pool. A heated game. Was there money on the line? There's gambling going on there. Rock it down. A girl wearing headphones sipped her coffee. Outside the student lounge at Hillsborough College's Dale Mabry campus, construction word. The technology building is getting 2 new elevators. 2 new elevators. The security officer who's worked at the college for 15 years made his rounds. Joe the cop.
I thought they were just relocating it.
my the tears. Oh my God. I'm so verklempt. Are you kidding me? We got to say goodbye to all this. Oh my God. What are we doing?
Lord. Jesus.
At some point in the next few years, it's possible all of this could become the new home for the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, the heartbreak. The long tradition of Hillsborough Community College, the Hawks, swept away for progress in billionaire ballparks The horror.
Hey, JP, you want to hear an interesting story?
Spending $2.4 billion to build a stadium in St. Pete.
Let me tell you something about progress and stadiums and things like that.
Yes, sir.
In the late 2000 aughts here in Arlington, 1,500 homes were destroyed and families displaced to make way for AT&T Stadium. And another 1,000 apartment units. All destroyed so we could build AT&T Stadium. And you know what? The area is better for it. That's all right. I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
You think those people didn't get money?
They got plenty of money. Yeah. For their crappy homes.
And all of those homes were built like in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That was not a new area where that was built. So, yeah, we did them a favor.
All due respect to Hillsborough Community College.
Yes.
You walk on the campus or look at it, it's a lot of ugly old buildings. This is something that, you could also call an eyesore that needs to be replaced and give the students something better.
I told you when I was there and me and Johnny drove past it, I thought it was like a closed mini mall that had been shuttered.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what it was.
Exactly what it looks like.
No offense.
Yeah. And so later on down in the story, it talks about the actual benefits that could happen here for Hillsborough County College. Greg Celestin writes, Greg Celestin, the college's chairperson, said he knows as much about the plan as the general public does. He said he hopes it involves preserving at least some of the campus's academic building. Well, in the article that I saw him quoted in before, he was like, yeah, it's a win-win, the project I've seen. So there's a real disconnect here in the reporting. So I don't, I'm not exactly. I mean, it's actually ridiculous. It's a community college that could easily be better for this than what is currently going on. And to make this out like it's some long-standing academic bastion of learning is kind of silly. It's just kind of silly. And I understand, if you go to school there or been there, it's not like it's going away. They have 5 other campuses that they can move and do a lot of positive things with and make things better for the students and give them better opportunities in new buildings, which would be really nice. So while, there are some negatives, that could be overwhelming positive for the area. So to be continued. Yeah. Let's talk about my University of South Florida Bulls, and I'm wearing this shirt so proudly here. How do you like that, Rob Higgins, huh?
I love it. I am so proud of you. I thought you only supported the reverse of the acronym, so it's great to see you. You look good in the green and gold, brother.
Thank you. I do like this color on me. It's nice. Listen, I'm so excited about homecoming, and I'm not even an alumni. I want to get the alumni excited about homecoming too. This is 19th ranked team in the nation. It's going to be a beautiful night, Saturday night at Raymond James Stadium. We got to pack at least the lower bowl, right? We got to get this done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere. You think about just how great of a season our team has had so far with wins against Boise State and then Florida and several others. And then the big win last weekend in Denton for their first ever sellout at North Texas. Our guys just turned it on. 2 of the last 3 games, they've paid homage to Leroy Selman with the 63 points. And I can tell you the atmosphere tomorrow night will be electric and something that everybody should want to be a part of for sure.
Now, I've seen tickets online for like $25. Tell me how to get tickets. How much are they? All that good stuff.
Yeah, tickets as low as $25. If you go on gousfbulls.com, you can get your tickets here today. And like you mentioned, it's going to be a beautiful night at Raymond James Stadium. We grew up around USF football with these Saturday night games. Should be no excuses. We're not up against high school football. We're not up against some sort of hot start around the kickoff time. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere, awesome evening, and something that will be really special for all of us.
What are some of the accoutrement that comes along with homecoming this weekend? What else is going on?
Yeah, we have the homecoming parade, the running of the bulls parade, which I'm
Nice.
honored to serve as the grand marshal for this evening right here on campus at 6:30, and then the tailgate will be hopping tomorrow afternoon as well, all through kickoff, which takes place at 7:30. So a lot going on. I can tell you the campus is buzzing. I actually just came from our new on-campus stadium construction site where we had several of the original football players out there giving them a tour, a variety of different guys, everybody from Matt Grothy to BJ Daniels to Anthony Henry, and so
Nice.
many others that they poured their blood, sweat, and tears into this program. We've always dreamed of having an on-campus stadium, so for them to walk the site and see it coming out of the ground and going vertical just gives me chills thinking about all of it.
So, Rob, you've been on the job for like a couple weeks now, and all of a sudden, USF is already in the national discourse. I mean, every show I turn on,
Great job.
everybody puts I know, right?
Yeah,
You're doing a hell of a job, bro.
Yeah, winners win, guys. Winners win. No, it's so funny. So coming out of the locker room against North Texas, Coach Golish grabs me. I have no idea what he's about to say to me, but I knew it was going to be good. And he's like, "Hey, man, must be nice to just show up and win games like this, huh?" And I said, "Hold on, Coach. Like, if you don't think that I have enough pain and suffering over the years when it comes to USF football and that I don't deserve just a little bit of this, you got to be crazy, man. Because I've been on the other end of plenty 50 burgers throughout my 4.5 decades on this planet. So we shared a good laugh, but I can just tell you what him and his coaching staff and all these student athletes, I mean, just how hard they're working around the clock and prepping and taking it one game at a time and delivering at a high level and making all of us proud.
So with that national profile now, like you get to, I know you're not going to miss an opportunity. So what are other things that you're doing, other media that you're doing, the players are doing? I mean, nationally, it's blowing. Every time there's a college football playoff bracket that's out, you see that bull right there, man. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome. We're trying to leverage it in any and every way possible. I probably have done a dozen media hits here in just the last 24 hours. None more important though than this one, JP. So as you know, I'm a huge JP Peterson fan. But I mean, little things like tonight, we're lighting the Truist building green. A lot of the assets around the city, like the Sky Bridge, a lot of the bridges around Tampa, the water towers, all of that are going to go green. And then we've let the production crew from ESPN know that it's on ESPNU tomorrow night. So when you come in and out of commercial breaks, you'll see how Tampa Bay is wrapping their arms around
that's cool.
USF and USF football. So we try to be really strategic and intentional, leverage this platform and stage that we deserve to be on. So we're trying to leave no stone unturned in terms of leveraging it again, like we should be at this moment in time.
Rob Higgins joining us here, new USF CEO. So how did you enjoy, I guess this was your kind of first official road trip as the boss, right? Going out
It was my first official road trip.
Denton.
Man, it was awesome. I mean, just to see just this thing is programmed down to the second in terms of having the student athletes prepped and ready to go, the coaching staff, Coach Golish and all of the assistants. The way that they prepare, and then execute their game plan is just so impressive to see. So it was a great exercise in me staying out of the way and trying not to ruin everything. I felt a lot of pressure, though, because if the result wasn't what we wanted to be, I felt like I wasn't ever going to get invited back. So fortunately, the undefeated streak continued at that point in time, but we were on to the next one, and we hope to go 1-0 tomorrow night against Florida Atlantic.
So FAU, have they become kind of a rival now? How are we stoking that rivalry, Rob? You got something for me?
We're focused on ourselves right now, JP. We're calling it homecoming, and that is welcoming back our 400,000 living alumni, a lot of our former players across all sports. Really, you see a lot of them making their way. So I think, as anybody here would say, we're really focused on ourselves at this point, and making sure that we do everything we can to be successful on the field tomorrow night. And what that requires is having a great crowd and a great atmosphere. And the way to be a part of it is to go on gousfbulls.com and grab your tickets now for as low as $25.
Come on.
Man, I am seeing some great tickets right now on the website for like $39 for the section 200s, like at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Club seats for as
seats.
low as that.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, what an awesome opportunity to come down and see a top 20 football program that's won 5 of their last 6. We got a chance tomorrow night to secure bowl eligibility. That'll be really the 13th time in 25 years if it were to happen tomorrow night. When it were to happen tomorrow night, so it's an exciting time. I mean, we are just so fired up to be a part of it.
Now you said the alumni are coming back, so you mentioned BJ and Matt and some of those guys. Anybody else? Any other? We getting Sugar Shane? Is McClanahan coming back? We get him to throw out the first pitch at the football game or something? How do we do that?
Believe it, we don't do first pitches at football games, JP. But we do. You know what we do? We do coin tosses.
Okay.
And,
all right.
You've heard it here first. Sugar Shane is doing the coin toss tomorrow night as part of the homecoming festivities. Really excited to welcome him back. He's just such a huge part of the fabric of Team Tampa Bay, and he's an awesome alum.
I didn't even know that. And see,
we're always on the same wavelength. We're always on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Well, give him a baseball and have him throw it up into the stands.
We're going to save that arm for next season, JP.
Yeah, that's probably, I kind of think of that. That's probably a bad idea. I can see that going really wrong.
What are you doing?
Well, he's healthy now. At least that's what they tell me. So we're ready to go. All right. Anything else we need to know about the big game tomorrow night?
No, I mean, again, it's going to be amazing. We're just so supportive of this coaching staff and these student athletes. So let's build this atmosphere. Let's make it really special. Let's try to find a way to get to 6-1. And the way to do that is to log on to gousfbulls.com to be a part of it.
Yeah. And if you're betting the Bulls, bet them again because they're really good. They're making me a lot of money this
Big time favorites.
Yeah.
Right
as the CEO of athletics at USF, I don't condone or promote sports betting of any form.
What if I give a nice donation when I win money?
Yeah. If I were to bet on something, it would be for people to go on and online on gousfbulls.com to get their tickets.
And I bet you'll have a good time. All right, Rob. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your time.
Thanks. Go Bulls.
All right, we'll see. Go Bulls. Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Holy crap.
Just jump right on that train, baby.
Always
that guy's good. He is good. And it's funny. You mentioned just the lighting up of everything. And maybe they've done that before, but I don't remember it. And, he leaves no stone unturned. Like, okay, let's get every light in the city turned green everywhere so we can, And stuff like that makes a difference. It's just it's just a kernel, it's just one seed, but you keep planting enough of them. And pretty soon you got a huge forest. And that means sold out stadiums all the time. I mean, this is a really good moment for everybody to get involved. I'm efforting trying to bring the whole family to the game. I want to expose the kids to some good college football and a great atmosphere. And it'll be super fun. Super fun. So,
hey, look, Rick's back. Rick's back.
Sugar Shane will need Tommy John after the coin toss. That's mean. That's mean.
But it's Rick. We're glad you're back, Rick.
Like you see him like take a baseball and chuck it up into the stands, and it's just like bent over.
His arm falls off. Way to go, JP.
No, it's not gonna. I bet he could throw a football over that mountain.
Probably could with his other arm.
Yeah. All right. Before we hit the break, we'll get a couple of questions in here. Thoughts. Richie P said billions already invested in eBoard transit. Just use state and county land there and move HCC eBoard. Take advantage of land swaps and city support. Easy win. eBoard's the better spot. I don't disagree with that. Do not disagree with that. I think it is a better location overall. I don't worry about the traffic. I mean, a lot of people do. But Amalie Arena puts 20,000 people in that arena, all the time. Traffic there's always going to be a little bit of traffic, but it pretty much, the same area in terms of it's close. If you're looking at Ybor Harbor, maybe another Ybor parcel might be a little bit further away, but basically most of the roads come down into that area. You got 275, 75, I-4, the Selman from east and west. I mean, it's a good spot. And of course, they'll do infrastructure to get people flowing in and out of the parking lots. So, what you see now is not what's going to be there when they finish the project. And they're not stupid people. They're going to obviously figure out the traffic patterns. And, I remember, people said that about the Truist Park in Atlanta. Oh my God, the traffic's going to be awful. It's already bad. The parking, they figured it all out. And it works. So, you never know. No place is perfect. Every location that you pick out, every parcel is going to have some positives and negatives. But to harp on just the negatives is just really kind of silly. And that's where I guess the Tampa Bay Times is going to be going. I mean, you want to start talking about to harp on some. Have they ever said anything bad about the Tropicana Field location ever? And it's the worst location in the city, in the area. But they never say anything bad about that. I mean, it is a 30 years of data failed location, but HCC, we're going to displace
that is insane.
The girls on their laptops, and the guys playing ping pong, and a heated game of pool is going on. Did be displaced. Yeah, what a clown show. What else we got?
We got Paul Feinbaum audio whenever you're ready.
Oh, I want to do that. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the Paul Feinbaum audio. Then we'll take a break and hit comments.
Yeah, for those that don't know, if you don't know now, I don't know where you've been, but Curt Cignetti was given a 8-year, $93 million contract extension for fear that he may leave Indiana. And I think everybody agrees that it's a good deal, that it's a good move for Indiana. Clearly, it's good for Curt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Except for one guy, JP.
Mm-hmm.
Except for one moron who has his own show down south.
Yeah, I mean, I frankly think this is a terrible move by Indiana. I know that the college football cognoscenti will disagree with me, but there is no way in the world that Curt Cignetti should be the third highest paid coach in the country. He is not in Kirby Smart's league. He is not in Ryan Day's league. He has a big win on the road against Oregon. What else listen, I realize he may end up winning the national championship, and those who cover college football are very high on him. But this is not how you make sound decisions. This is how you take your university to the ledge and at some point end up paying for it. The question I was asked a minute ago, is it sustainable? Well, he went to the playoffs last year. Today, it looks like he's going back to the playoffs. It looks like it because he's got literally nobody on his schedule. He's 64 years old, so he's got a runway of 6 to 10 years. But you just mortgage your university to an astronomical contract based on what? He didn't beat anybody last year. And I know I'm going to be excoriated for sounding like that guy against Curt Cignetti. I'm just being realistic. It's too bad somebody didn't say the same thing I'm saying about Jimbo Fisher or Mel Tucker or any of these other coaches that ended up with these ridiculous, or James. Well, I did say this about James Franklin. That's a great day for Curt Cignetti. But I'll make you a prediction that athletic director probably gets run out of there in about 5 years because they're not going to be able to sustain this.
So he literally said that Curt Cignetti can win a national championship, but it's still a bad move. JP, what the hell?
Well,
what's he doing?
A part of what he says is true. Some of what he says is true. But what he's ignoring is the current state of college football, which, decisions are based on the current market forces. You cannot say, I want to go back to the way college football used to be and make decisions that way. You're going to have to overpay for the hottest coach if you have him. That's the way the cookie crumbles in college football right now. You're going to have, if you want to overpay, what is your other choice here? Your other choice is let him go to Penn State and watch him win there, and then you hire whom?
Or Florida.
Yeah, or Florida, or wherever he wants to go. And then you hire whom? You're in the business of college football. I know Indiana hasn't been in the business of college football very much, but you got lightning in a bottle. You went out and hired the right coach. Should you not do everything you can to keep him and continue that run? Is he going to continue to be number 3 in the nation? No. And guess what? Neither is Alabama, Paul. Got newsflash for you. It's a new day. To Paul Feinbaum, the only one worth that money is Kirby Smart and Nick Saban. And you may be right. I don't even think they're worth the money, to be quite honest, that much money. But, actually, when you look at the economics of college football, they are worth that. Because estimates are if you win a national championship, it's worth $200 to $250 million to your university, just in terms of donations, media exposure, media rights, all those things. Merchandising, more ticket sales. These are
TV exposure the next couple of seasons.
All that, these are formulas done by people that are way smarter than me. So if you're paying your coach $12 million a year and he's bringing in $200 million of revenue, I'm no genius, but that's pretty good return on investment.
And per Paul Feinbaum's logic here, well, they don't play anybody. He hasn't played anybody, but he keeps getting to the college football playoff. All right, well, that's the point. That is the whole point. He can only beat the teams that's on his schedule. That he can't control that. And by your logic, Paul Feinbaum, Indiana should just get rid of their football program because they're already as high as they have ever been and maybe as high as they will ever be. But according to you, Paul Feinbaum, it doesn't matter. It won't work because they're not beating anybody. And he's not a good coach. So I don't understand what the point is. You have a guy, you're going to keep the guy who has put your program on the map. If you have to look, the college football coaching market right now is no different than the NFL quarterback market. If you've got the guy, you've got to overpay to keep him. Otherwise, another team's going to come get him.
Because it's the most important part of the game.
That doesn't mean you don't pay him.
Right.
Just because Paul Feinbaum doesn't want you to. God, it's so idiotic.
Brandon G says, I agree with Feinbaum. Other than Oregon, great win. Look at Indiana's schedule. Is Signetti's tenure. They've only played 4 top 25 teams, and they're 2-2. Kirby Smart money to beat Purdue and Rutgers. Okay, so this is, again, good points. First of all, Signetti hasn't been there that long. How many huge road games has he had? This one, Oregon, and he won it. Now, he's lost some others. I get it, but he's building a program. It's not like he's been there, 5-6 years. This is what, his 3rd year at Indiana, right?
Yeah.
So this is when he should, we should start seeing the fruits of his recruiting, his system, everything. And he's doing a hell of a job. I mean, he went on the road and beat Oregon. Nobody thought he could do that. And I'm not sitting here saying he's going to win a national championship, but you're in the Big Ten. You get a Big Ten share of the money. They have money to pay Curt Cignetti. So if you have the money to do it, why would you not do it? Now, will he lose games? Yeah, eventually he will. But if you're smart and you're Indiana, you lock him up. And maybe he's going, Curt Cignetti strikes me as a guy. I Googled him. That just knows how to win.
Google me.
It just knows how to win. He's a really, really smart coach. He does different things. We heard him the other day saying, I don't work my coaches to death. We had 25-minute walkthroughs on Monday, hour and a half practices, 25-minute walkthroughs on Friday. And this is what we do. So, and he's got a system. His system works. He knows how to make in-game adjustments. He's a great play caller. There's a lot of, you hire Curt Cignetti. Would I rather have him over Mike Norvell? Hell yes. Would I pay him what Indiana just did? Hell yes, I would. If we could get him. Can't even get him.
And look, and you said, I don't remember who said the comment that you just had up. You said he's 2-2 against top 25 teams. That's 500. And if you're coaching against the top 25 team, you're probably not as good as them. Yeah. Right? I'm guessing they're Big Ten teams. What's Wisconsin's record? What's Michigan's record even right now against top 25 teams in the last 3 years? What's Rutgers? I mean, Maryland, all of them. Indiana's better. And it's because of him.
And Brandon says Sig is a great coach, but that's a lot of money to beat the middle of the bottom of the Big Ten. Well, here's the point. That's the going rate. So it's not, is it too much money? Hell yeah, man. It's too much money.
Are you paying it though? Who cares?
Exactly. It's not your money. In what context though? In what context is it too much money? Is it too much money for me to pay? Yeah. Is it too much money for Indiana to pay? No. Because they can get a return on that investment in their Big Ten. Indiana probably had 7 people at their games most of my lifetime.
Yeah.
They're selling a hell of a lot more.
School.
They're selling a hell of a lot more tickets now and sponsorships. So, Deion Sanders, is $6 million too much to pay him? For some people that they thought it was. Well, I think Colorado's made over $200 million more in sponsorship since he's got there. Is there a pretty good return on investment? Yeah. Is it too much to pay? Under what context? If he continues to return, if they're selling $20 million more in tickets and sponsorships at the local Indiana football stadium there, then is 11 million too much? No. So I mean, I don't know what context we're talking about here. In the grand scheme of things in the world, is that too much for a football coach? Hell yeah. But this is the way the game is played. And if you happen to have a good coach and he wants to stay at Indiana, which I think is freaking unbelievable, and not go to Penn State, I pay him whatever the hell he asked because I can make money on the back end. I mean, this is not, what are we talking about here?
And if he's smart, he sees the programs that are open right now that have vacancies. And aside from Penn State, he's probably not interested. He's probably not interested in Florida. He's not interested in Florida State for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And he's going to bide his time when Alabama comes open and they come calling. Maybe, another SEC team.
Well,
South Carolina.
I don't see how you get a better situation than Penn State. You have one of the most loyal fan bases in the world, unless you want to be in a big city. He doesn't strike me as that.
But it's not a great program, man. I don't know.
How do you say that? Like, how do you measure that?
Like, and
you get 100,000 people that drive 4 hours in the middle of nowhere, put on white clothing, and they lose, and they haven't won a national championship since when? I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't like to wear white.
But they're competitive all the time. They have all the money in the world, great fan base, huge brand, talent-rich area. I don't know. I mean, how many? Penn State not a top 10 job?
I don't think it's a great. I don't think it's a great program. I'm okay. Just that's me, and I'm talking internally.
The landscape is changing, obviously, around college football. It's changing dramatically, and so what used to work doesn't work anymore. And fans' expectations have to be more realistic, in my opinion. You're going to have, it's going to be much more like in the NFL. And I think it's getting more and more obvious that you got to get the quarterback too.
Yeah.
Like the NFL is about the quarterback. It's starting to be that way in college football too. You got to, and if you have a coach that has no idea what a good quarterback looks like and can't recruit one, like at FSU, you got to find a new coach because quarterback's pretty damn important. And, they haven't gotten it right for a while. He didn't recruit Jordan Travis.
By the way, this is Curt Cignetti's second year at Indiana.
Is it second year? I thought it was his third. Just his second year.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
And he's 2-2 in top 25. I'm going to go ahead and say within the next 4 years, in his first 4 years, he'll be well over 500 against top 25.
Yep.
I'll predict that. And will he win a national championship? Probably not. Does that mean this is a failure or a bad job? If you're not going to rehire Curt Cignetti or extend him, get out of the business.
Yep.
I mean, don't just stop playing football. What's the point? I mean, it's ridiculous. But, Paul, you got to understand, if it's not SEC, Paul doesn't really understand it. He really doesn't get it. But I'm sure he will
all other leagues are inferior and they don't matter.
And I'm sure when, Florida hires Lane Kiffin for $15 million a year, he'll say it's well worth the money.
I don't think Lane Kiffin would do that.
What's that?
I don't think Lane Kiffin would do that.
Go to Florida?
No. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's easier to win in Florida than it is at Ole Miss.
I don't know that that's true anymore. I think he's built one of the top 3 programs in the SEC.
I still think that there's a lot of negative recruiting that happens against Ole Miss for whatever, the mascot, schools, history, all that stuff.
I don't think any of that matters, but I get it.
You're probably right. I think it used to matter more.
Yeah.
Oxford is not, necessarily, although the Grove and the stadium is amazing and all that.
Pretty awesome.
And by the way, I don't subscribe to that at all. I think it's ridiculous, but I just, there's negative recruiting that always goes on. And I don't know how much it affects anymore. I mean, Lane's a hell of a recruiter. I just think at Florida, he wouldn't have to deal with any of that, obviously, and would have more money. I don't know if it's more money. I mean, if you're in the SEC, you got money. But they're obviously, boosters are bigger. It's a bigger program. I think it's easier to win national. I mean, how many national championships have they won at Ole Miss in the last 60 years? None. How many have they won in Florida? 3. So it's just, it's a different level. But I don't know. He may be super happy at Ole Miss and not ever want to leave. I get that. If I were in his shoes, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd be pretty happy there, to be honest with you. I kind of like the low key.
Yeah, James is right. He says maybe a few years ago Kiffin goes to Florida, but not anymore. I think he is Ole Miss right now, and he knows that, man. He's got that town, he's got that program wrapped around his pinky finger, and it's whatever. You go to Florida, who are you going to be compared to?
Spurrier,
Urban Meyer, Spurrier. Who's he compared to at Ole Miss? Nobody. It's him. Everyone after him will be compared to him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, I mean, again, I could be wrong. You know the Kiffin family way better than I do, or I don't at all. But I just think what he's built.
I know he's not coming to FSU.
It's something special. Yeah.
For whatever reason, he's not coming to FSU. Well, FSU, frankly, it's not as good a job as Florida. I hate to say that to my FSU.
Is that because of the conference?
Yeah, because of the conference. We're still uncertain where we're at, in terms of the conference. So, listen, I say that kind of in jest in terms of, for me personally, I wouldn't step foot in Gainesville, but that's just, that's me personally. But in terms of, look, it's an SEC school. That's better than the ACC. I mean, what do you want me to say? It just is.
I mean, they have more money.
It means more. It means more money, more booster money, more
better shot at the playoffs.
I think the facilities wise, FSU is better than Florida now. We have a better stadium than they do. We have a better football only facility than they do. Better indoor. I don't know if it's better than indoor facility, but indoor facility. So yeah, I think we have better facilities, and frankly, it's an easier slog. It's easier to win a national championship going up through the ACC than it is the SEC. I think that's fair. So in terms of that being a better job, yeah. But if you're looking for more money, more exposure, and more consistency at the higher level, than Florida, it depends on what you're looking for. So I rescind that statement in blanket. So I think FSU is a better job to win a national championship. Florida's a better job if you're looking for more prestige and more money to work with, and more booster money. That's they're just older and they have more of that.
How did leaving the ACC for the SEC work out for Jimbo Fisher?
Not so well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was conference related. I think it's more Jimbo related.
Probably. What a miserable human being.
All right, let's take one more break, and when we come back, I want to hit all the comments here on the way out on the Big Friday. Anything else you guys want to jump in, give it to me, and we will react when we come back. We are brought to you by the tremendous folks at don'tgouncovered.com. It's open enrollment season for your health insurance, and you do not want to go uncovered, folks. Just a broken leg, a trip to the emergency room could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. You never know. So you got to have coverage in some way, and there's a lot of different ways you can get covered, a lot of different price points. So have your financial information ready. Just your tax return is all you need. Don'tGoUncovered.com. Give them a call. They could save you thousands of dollars, find you a big subsidy. They know how all the laws work. You don't. Let them do all the work. You save all the money. Don'tGoUncovered.com is the website. Get the phone number there. Get all the information. I've used it for 5 years. Saved me thousands of dollars. Don'tGoUncovered.com. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Hey, folks, Elite Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers sell your data. That's why you get all the phishing attempts on here and all that stuff. That means they have your number. It's out there in the public and it's being sold. So what do you do right now? Well, take control of your data, your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now with a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit and use the promo code HIT at the checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/hit and enter code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/hit, code HIT. All right, let's do some code HIT up. We have all this audio that I got yesterday at the Bucs, but we don't have time for it, Timmy, because we talk too much.
It's because we talk a lot.
And I'd rather get the fans in here than hear from.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll post all the videos from yesterday, and we'll do that on social media because you guys are more important to me.
Heck yeah.
How about that? I know. I just feel that way. JP, would you rather current FSU head coach or Franklin as the new head coach at FSU? I'd take James Franklin. I wanted to hire James Franklin before he went to Penn State. Before we signed Willie Taggart, I believe that was. Listen,
12 years ago.
Franklin is not the best coach ever, but I think Franklin has what I saw him do at Penn State, what I saw him do at Vanderbilt. He builds programs. He creates a culture. He knows recruiting really well. He knows how to recruit. He has a good eye for talent. He's got 33 players in the NFL, I believe, from Penn State. And he wins. He wins a lot of games. Now, does he win the big games? No. Would I take 10 wins every year at FSU right now? Yes. If my floor is 9-10 every year, I'm okay with that. I'll deal with it in 5 or 6 years. If James Franklin hasn't punched through to get to the championship game, we'll deal with it then. But if he's consistently in the college football playoff and winning ACC championships or getting to the championship game, which gets you in the playoff, I'm good with that. And I think he's proven that he does that. Mike Norvell does not. So, yeah. And what would I pay him? It's the going rate. Is what it is.
10.
Nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. There are no home run hires anymore. Sorry to say. Mike H. says baseball in St. Petersburg has a rich history that dates back to 1914. It is not a failed location.
It's not 1914 anymore, Mike.
Like, I love you. And its history in St. Pete and Babe Ruth and the Yankees, spring training is absolutely fantastic. It's wonderful. But it is not a place for a major league stadium. It is on the edge of the market, and it's hard to get through Monday through Thursday. I'm not going to go over the data for the 1 billionth time. It's a beautiful city. It is a wonderful place. It is just not a place for a baseball stadium. And for a huge entertainment development, no, it doesn't work. Not when there are other places and better places.
And there are so many examples of teams moving closer to a population center that's made it work. I mean, look at the Braves. I mean, hell, look at here in Dallas and DFW, all the major teams. Mavericks and the Stars are talking about moving to Arlington now.
Yeah,
because it's closer to Fort Worth, and
location.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, not and the Rays were there for 30 years. It failed, not because they weren't winning. I know it was a bad stadium as well and bad ownership, but if you have an opportunity to move it to the middle of the market where the fans are, then do it. This is not hard. Oh, there's more money in Pinellas. Does that make it right to spend more? It's bad public money to enrich ownership group? No, it doesn't make it right. In fact, it makes it even more wrong. Like, I don't see how people don't see this. Michael LaRue says it is possible that HEC could be included on the edge of the Rays Stadium development plan, or would they look to relocate or expand the Ybor campus instead? I'm sure there's a way to make it work. There's an easy way to make it work. And again, I'll point to the Tampa Bay Business Journal article, not the slanted Times article that clearly wants to still try to get something done in St. Pete. They said they've talked about it with the new ownership group, that the new buildings would be included in the plan, and it would be a win-win. So if that's what if the people that have seen the plan or talked about the plan, then that works for me. This whole idea that this is some historic college that can't be taken down is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They have 5 other campuses that they can work with. So Wayne Cleveland Jr. says, what would happen to GMS Field if the Rays decide to build at ACC? Nothing. They still have nothing would happen there. The Yankees would still train there. There would be more parking, I guess, that you could use. There would be more restaurants, more places to go when you go to a Yankee spring training game, because it now would be attached to an entertainment village like the Battery. And for the Rays owners, that's another 30 dates of Major League Baseball that you can take advantage of the people coming to your area. I think it's a win-win. And they're putting $18 million into Yankee Stadium, the county is, for upgrades. So not exactly sure what all that's going to, but it's not going to be taken down. And the fact that the Yankees play there, I don't see that as a negative. It's just, more games in the sports megaplex. Cool. James Rollerson says ACC is a great site. The roads, the parking are there. HCC will come out better. Yeah, there's a world where HCC does way better in this situation, not worse. Michael LaRue says Jimmy Sexton, the agent to all the coaches, has been taking advantage of college administrators for decades, most of whom aren't smart business people. Yeah, and it's become this ridiculous. I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like extortion. It's like a cartel that he has all these coaches and he works the different schools against each other. I don't like it. I mean, he's doing it's not illegal, and he's doing great for his clients. I don't mean to mischaracterize him. He's, if I were him, that I would, if nobody's going to stop me, keep doing it. But the leadership in this college sports needs to understand that paying these huge buyouts and money going to one person instead of collectively to all the people it could be going to is wrong. It's wrong on its face. It's wrong. Mike H says, so does the governor have the power to eminent domain the HCC site for the Rays development project? Makes sense. The first stop Manfred did was in Tallahassee to meet DeSantis before he told Stu to sell. Yeah, and I don't like this whole concept that this is some nefarious thing in nature. Look, the state owns the land. It's kind of a dilapidated community college, to be quite honest. And it's not like something they put huge money into and it's brand new spanking buildings. It's not. Some of them are, but those can be retrofitted. There's ways to do it. This could be a positive, and I think would be a positive for the Rays, for HCC, for the people of Tampa, more jobs, more building, more entertainment choices, more everything. I don't see why this is a negative. The governor and Zalupski are friends, and he's going to give them. Well, that's just called public-private partnership, isn't it? It's not like they're building something nefarious here. It's something that's going to be of great community benefit to keep the Rays here and have it closer to their fan base in a much more iconic, modern stadium. What the F is the problem here? Why are we nitpicking? Why are we everything negative on this? Well, and that's just coming from the Times, obviously.
Yeah, that's why.
Richie P says billions already invested in Ybor Transit. Billions? In Ybor Transit? Did we build a light rail or something I don't know about? Oh, you're talking about the flyovers that the federal government spent on connecting I-4, I guess. Jews just use the state county land there and move HCC Ybor, take advantage of land swaps and city support equals easy win. Ybor's the better spot. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, Brightline's coming into Ybor City. That's eventually that will be there. And I do think there is going to be a downtown connector to where the old Doubletree Hotel site was on 275 there, down to the West Shore area, maybe to the airport. That seems to be something we've been talking about for a while. And now I'm sure you could shoot a leg off to the sports megaplex. If you're going to do that, why would you not have a train that goes, up Dale Mabry or some back channel there that takes you to the sports megaplex where RJS and the Rays Stadium is, and HCC and the Yankees? I mean, why would you not do that? That sounds pretty simple. Alex S. says, has that dude ever had a good opinion, talking about Paul Feinbaum? Why does anyone even care? He's a dude that's been grandfathered in, a sports radio guy in the South that was popular. I mean,
he used to be really good.
Yeah, I don't think the guy's takes are that great. It's not easy to look at. That's for sure.
No.
I've never understood Paul Feinbaum. I think Paul Feinbaum seemed to me to be popular because a lot of crazy Southern college football people will call into his show, and they were the entertainment, not him. Yeah. He's not entertaining at all to me.
He still tries that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that show was kind of cool because of the callers, not because of him. Thomas Casper says, I went to HCC in the 80s. It's a teardown. Bingo. How much would it cost him or another school to still take him away? That's the key number. Yeah, as far as Cignetti. Yeah. What's he worth? He's worth what people are willing to pay him. Richie P says, Indiana's never been relevant in football. That coach earned it. WTF. In a world of social media millionaires, worst case, if things go south, he could sell feet pics on OnlyFans. Oh, my Lord. What is wrong with you people? What else we got? All right. Anything else we need to get to, my friend, before we get out of here on this Friday?
Big sports weekend, college football, pros, baseball.
Golly.
We didn't even talk about the Blow Jays coming back on the Mariners and how that series.
How about Scherzer last night? Holy crap!
Turning back the clock.
Oh my God, that was scintillating. Watching him pitch, and then Schneider comes out to take him out, and he's like, "Nah."
Refused.
Old school, like, no, I ain't going anywhere. Get out of here. And then he strikes the next guy out. That was a nice moment. So the Blow Jays are back in it.
Yeah,
Vladdy and the boys.
2-2. Yeah.
Yeah, tied 2-2. The Dodgers are up 3-0 now on Milwaukee. They've all been close games, but the Dodgers got something out of their bullpen last night, which was a shocker. And Glasnow was great. Blake Snell, former Ray. Glasnow, former Ray. I mean, I know we can't afford the guys, but whatever. Sure, it's hard to see all these guys contributing and winning World Series other places. Just to be, yeah. Programming note, Mike H., the Big O Show. Oresti's father passed away this week.
Oh, no.
96 years old. Yeah, so thoughts and prayers going out to Big O. His father he tells stories about his dad all the time, who, his great wisdom. And that's where O got all his work ethic from, and, sense of family and everything. Great parents, two great parents. And he talks about them all the time, his mom and his dad, and it's great. I mean, that's you talk about successful people in this world and good human beings. It usually comes from a pretty consistent story. Yeah. Great parents that were involved in their lives, and that didn't necessarily spoil them, but made them taught them the right things: honesty, integrity, hard work, all those things. Which it seems like an old-fashioned thing of the past. But, when our parents pass now, and especially parents like this, dads and moms who, have done it right and worked well and brought up great kids, we don't do that anymore, man. We need to salute these great dads and moms. And, for Big O, he had a great one. He had a great one, and he's a great one. So
where do his folks live? Are they're in Florida?
Miami.
Okay. All right.
Miami. Yeah. So, thoughts and prayers to Big O. No Big O show today, but hopefully we'll be back on Tuesday, getting ready for the World Series. So that'll do for now. Thank you guys. Don't forget to go usfbowls.com. Get your tickets, $20 lower bowl for Saturday night's homecoming game. Let's support them. Let's get out there and support them in the tailgate, everything. They got the homecoming parade tonight on campus. So if you're alumni, you want to go back for that, that should be tons of fun and free. So, go USF Bulls this weekend. Go Noles. Who else is playing? Go Bolts. We got 2 games this weekend as well on the road.
Go Mariners. Go Dodgers.
Go Mariners for sure. Can't root for the Dodgers. Have a great weekend, everybody.